Listen, man, let's get right into the video today. Can y'all even see me? Y'all can see me? Listen, what if I told y'all, and I got a good one for y'all today. Now, what if I told y'all that experimenting, trial and error, right, can and possibly could be one of the best things that ever happened to me or happened to you. Because I know for me, I experimented with drop shipping in college, crypto during COVID, got into real estate, still building my real estate, my real estate business, right? The NBA dreams that consumed my whole identity, I had to let that go and find out what was actually mine. And like I told y'all before, man, I just woke up one day and was like, I'm done. But listen, here's a lot of things they don't tell you about your 20s, right? You're not failing at life at all. You're deprogramming yourself to reprogram yourself, to find out what's really yours. I think a lot of times we're living up to everyone else's expectations. And again, y'all, my name is Chris. For y'all just joining the page, man, I feel like I fell victim to the same thing, right? But it also turns out that I had to try things. I had to figure out, I had to experiment to really get true back to myself. What felt right for me. You get what I mean? So that's one of the most important things that I found out about myself in the 20s. And I speak to a lot of mentors, speak to a lot of older women, gentlemen, and they be like, yo, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. But we're so hard on ourselves nowadays. You get what I'm saying? The expectations of society, family, friends, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I'm finding out, man, your 20s is about, your 20s aren't, how do I say it? It's not about having it all figured out, right? They're about figuring out what aligns with you. There are things that I tried. Like I said, my junior year, I was doing drop shipping. My sister I remember my sister gave me $500. I came across this guy. I'm in Rashford. I'm in the dorm at St. Jude's. I remember like yesterday. I'm like, can you send me? I probably had $300 or something like. I probably had the you know how like the courses are like $497 or something like that. Something like that. I might have had $200 or something like that, right? So my sister gave me $500. Shout out to her, man. And I learned how to build stores. I learned how to promote my products. I learned how to find influencers to help me promote my products, right? But here's what's beautiful about it. I wasn't running from basketball. All these things that I was doing, I was running to it. Every dollar that I made, that I was looking to make in all these different avenues of experimenting, from the crypto, from the digital products, from the real estate, from the drop shipping, it was all to fund my dreams at the NBA. That was my whole entire thought process, man, because I had fallen in love with basketball again. My senior year, I fell in love with basketball again. Not fully realizing that. And as you do deep work, man, you start to realize, why do you do certain things? And I found out that basketball was really a connection with my father. Because growing up, you're a kid, right? You want to be around your dad. In the time that, and a lot of us, I wanted to be good at sports, and I was able to spend more time with my father. Because it got to a time where there are times where, you know, growing up in this city, you got to be a tough kid, tough skin. And I didn't know I was good at basketball. I didn't know, right? So, but because of the internet and everything, let me get back on course, right? But because of the internet, because I was experimenting, I learned something crucial, right? There's not just one way to make money, right? Basketball isn't the end all be all. And I hope y'all follow me. I hope y'all kind of following what I'm going on. It's hot down here again, man. It's not even hot. That's the crazy part. But like, I guess without me experimenting, right, I would have been stuck in one phase. You know, you always see these guys that play basketball and they stuck in basketball. That's the only thing that they know, which is cool. I just know I wanted to be more than that. I just used to hate when I went to college, and this was when I got to college, and I never really heard this before I got to college, especially from women, right? Like they be like, "Oh, you a basketball player? Oh, you." Well, I never understood what that meant. That used to bother me because I'm like, listen, I'm way more than just basketball. And a lot of times I think this whole entire YouTube is also showing and expressing how intelligent, how strategic I am in other ways. So, like I said, I feel like without me experimenting and being in that situation, things would have been a lot different. And I'm kind of going off tangent. I kind of lost myself there. But like I said, this is the rawness, the realness of the videos. Because I was like, what am I talking about? What am I saying? But it's just funny. And I know I got a little bit off, but I want to get right back on track to what I was talking about. My problem was about people putting me in boxes, right? So they always talk about, oh, you're a basketball player. So that means they already had expectations of how I should look, how I should think, how I should be, without actually getting to know me. That was a bar. And that's something that really annoyed me, man. I never appreciated that. I truly never appreciated that. But like I said, basketball was an opportunity for me. It opened up a lot of doors. That's the best way I can say it. But I just didn't like the aspect of the mindset of like the people around you assuming and thinking how you should be, how you should act, how you should look, and those things. And those people have no clue who you are. They don't know where you come from. They don't know they don't know your real name. Because they just hear your nickname all the time. So how you going making it something you don't even know me? I guess it's like being a point guard, right? It's like being a point guard and people want to see you shoot threes. They don't see your full game because they already decided what position you already playing. But I guess the worst part was I was playing into it, in a sense, right? I was playing into it from trying to be a people pleaser, right? Performing for everyone instead of performing for myself. And people will tell you these things. You grow up hearing these things, but your mind is already your mind is developed into wanting to be accepted by everybody else around you. But here's the deeper truth I had to face, though. I fell in love with basketball my senior year of college when I really started to play for me. And it all started with the book Think and Grow Rich, right? A Black Choice. My boy Blaze, his grandfather gave me that book, and it probably took me a year to read it. And someone told me just to read it, right? Someone was like, yo, just read the book. Because all those years before, man, before reading that book talks a lot about accountability and how you harness the power within yourself to be who you want to be. Because all those years before, man, it was just a people pleasing, one to please your parents, your family, your coaches, society, living to society expectations, your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until, honestly, yo, I'm thinking about it now. Like college was a time where I felt the loneliest, but I think that's exactly what I needed to get away from all those programming, to understand and help me understand what I wanted out of my life. You know what I'm saying? So for the first time my senior year, man, I wasn't performing. I was playing, and I felt the difference. I was in a flow state, feeling good. You get what I'm saying? I learned to have fun again. I learned to enjoy the process. I remember there are days I'm waking up early, going to shoot, getting 200 makes up before my first class. So for the first time in my life, I was playing basketball, man. And I'm like, this what it feel like? I never felt this feeling before. You get what I'm saying? So going into that senior year, I entered a flow state, right? Everything clicked. Everything was clicking. Not because I was truly trying hard. I just was doing it for me, and I was locked into what I was doing. You get what I'm saying? I was finally doing something for me. I was accomplishing goals that I wanted to accomplish. And obviously there was still programming of me. You know what I'm saying? Did I really want to go to the NBA? I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to go, I probably would have went. So maybe I didn't. But I think a lot of it came from just not truly understanding what it takes to go to the NBA, the mindset you have to go, you have to have. It just don't happen overnight. A lot of false expectations. A lot of it not being who I was, just people pleasing. A lot of that plays a role because I was just I was living up to everybody else's expectations, not truly what I wanted. So it was a, and people always said this, right? They were like, my pop would always, but oh, you're not confident enough. And as I got older, I started to realize it wasn't that I wasn't confident. It was that I had something in my mind I wanted to do, and it was two voices I was fighting. It was two people I was fighting, and it was my voice. How the fuck you gonna know what to do? You trying to get all the information for everybody, but you're not locked in to what you want to do. So now you get into a situation like, oh, what would he do? What would he do? What would he do? What would he do? Instead of what you gonna do, and not knowing how to analyze that information and put it into your own. But these are things that we're not taught. Some people have it, some people don't. Maybe I had to learn. Now I know how to. Now I understand it now I understand what needs to be done. But without me going through that, would I have become the same person I am today? I don't know. Would I have been in the NBA? I don't know. And we talking about chasing dreams, right? NBA dreams. Let's go back to that, right? It's something I'll tell you about that. There comes a moment when when your environment, the people around you, they can work against your vision. Because now what happens from all the people that saw you playing basketball, all the people that anticipated you going to the NBA, what happens when you don't go to the NBA? When everybody stops cheering, when everybody stops giving you advice, so all those believing in you that you was going to the NBA, they stop believing in you. They start saying, oh, they don't contact you no more. They don't reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Your family looking at you like, shit, you better figure it out. You got to get a job now. But all this work, all this stuff that you've done, this mindset that you've built, what you've learned from basketball, doesn't just go away. In basketball, you were a business. You had all the things you've learned, the self-discipline, the hard work, the discipline. I said that already. A lot of that was entrepreneurial mindset, right? So anything else outside of that, I know for me, thinking about getting a job was, and the job, what I mean by a job, like real estate, being on YouTube, is like what they call it, hybrid. Like in real estate, there were times where I went into the office, but a lot of it was geared off of the time and effort I put in was what I can get out. And that's something that you're used to in basketball. Like the 9 to 5 was like, in my head, is go, you're doing something that you don't want to do. Real estate is something I wanted to do. It's something I see myself having experience in and having properties, right? But now everybody around you, they look at you like, oh, he ain't go to the NBA. What are you gonna do with his life? He ain't nothing now. And that's what it feel like. That's exactly what you feel like, right? So you got to learn how to stay mentally sharp and stay locked into the end goal. Now you got to build new goals. Now you got to build new goals outside of that, right? And now people want you to be more realistic. Like, think about the realistic goal of going to the NBA. The statistics of those who go to the NBA, those measures aren't realistic. So why do I have to be realistic now about me wanting to be a millionaire or me start my own business? And we talk about transmutation. We talked about in videos before, taking what you've learned in basketball and apply it to your business, right? And that's one of the most important things. That's one of the probably the most important things that I had to learn, because I used to be so angry and upset. Like, man, basketball did this. I lost myself. But then I had to really think about, wait, basketball got me here. Basketball can get me into different rooms. Let me start using that to my advantage. So the breakthrough came from when I stopped asking myself, like, how do I get what they want me to get? It came from me figuring out what I want for my life now. I had to give myself permission to want something different than what everyone else wanted me to have. And that's okay. Everybody not the same in the world. We are missing uniqueness. I was watching the video Paul Pearson was saying, like, ain't no Jason Williams out there now. Everybody, nobody being fancy. There's no uniqueness. Everybody want to be uniform, right? And now it's about giving yourself that inner permission. That's the real game. Not convincing others you're worthy, right? Convincing yourself that your path is valid, that what you got going on is valid. And I had to give myself that permission to love basketball for what it gave me. Like I was saying earlier, like the connections, the joy, the friendships, like, and I can use that as a part of my life without it having to identify me as a whole. It can be a part of my journey. Like, I had to get, because I know I'm a person, I'm gonna have multiple incomes. I'm a jack of all trades. And that could whatever way you want to look at that, right? Because I don't like saying it's a bad or a good thing. I think right now I'm just experimenting with a lot of things. And I think everyone, as I speak to a lot of other older people, they say, man, I wish, but I'm doing it. You get what I'm saying? That, oh, I wish I was able to do this in my 20s. I wish I was, like, no, I'm experimenting with a lot of things in my 20s. And I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to do that and the family to support that. And like I said, I'm giving myself the permission to be able to do these things, and like to be an entrepreneur and an athlete, to be spiritual and ambitious, to be different than what other people expected. That's what I'm looking for. It's like finally calling my own plays instead of running everyone else's plays. I'm calling my own offense. And if you speak to 100 different entrepreneurs or people that were successful in what they do, everyone has their own different path. And it should be like that. So I guess the medicine I want to leave y'all with today is what? What have y'all got out of this? Because, like I said, I need some more engagement from you. I need to know what I want to talk about. I need to know more about what I need to be talking about with y'all too. So what's the medicine? The medicine I want to leave with y'all is obviously, like, man, listen, you still in your 20s, and I'm speaking to a small group of people. Because this could be from 18 to 45, 65, whatever the case may be. But this is a time where you can experiment. If you got no kids, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I'm talking to a small niche of people. I don't know how many people out here got kids and stuff like that. But your 20s are about, you don't got to have it all figured out. You don't got to have it all figured out. Talk to older people. Talk to mentors. They'll tell you, man, I wish I was able to do this. I wish I was able to try different things. I might have had a kid, so I couldn't. So take advantage of these opportunities, right? So don't put all your identity in one basket. Experiment. Try things. Learn from everything. Build multiple streams of value. It don't got to just be one. So deprogram yourself from everyone else's expectations. Reprogram yourself with your own values, your own dreams, your own definition of success. Everyone's definition of success can be different. Like, the environment would try to program you to stay small. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. We're not even gonna get into that. So even when the people who love you will sometimes fight your growth. And they say sometimes you gotta change environments. You gotta get around people that's crazy like you. My whole goal right now is to get around people that's crazy like me, so when I speak about these dreams, when I talk like this, I don't feel crazy. There's probably gonna be a lot of people like, Chris, what you talking about? Or you talking crazy? Like, I don't want to be around people like that. I want to be around people where I say I want my goals. I'm like, oh, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to stay mentally sharp. You have to keep going with what you know, even when your whole world is telling you you're wrong. And that's what I've been fighting. A lot of it it's tough, man. It's lonely. It's very, very lonely, right? The loneliness you feel when you choose. It says, I got right here, right? I'm going to read this. It says the loneliness you feel when you choose authenticity over approval. That's not punishment. That's preparation. Is this locked on me? It's not locked on me, is it? My fault, y'all. I got ADHD or something. I don't know. So I guess my message would be, not the part of the other medicine would be the power lies within you, not in their approval, not in their understanding, and your ability to give yourself permission to be actually who you are. Reclaim your throne. Not the one society built for you or built around you or try to make you believe that you should want. But the one that your soul recognizes, the one that it just feels good, it feels purposeful. When you know you're doing something in purpose. And that's something that I've been fighting and chasing. And that's why I'm doing this YouTube. This feels good. I ain't making no money off of it, but it feels good. And I'm not gonna be naive and be like, oh, you don't need no money. You don't need no money. But I'd be an idiot to say that. But it feels good. And I know it's not gonna feel like work. Like I said, I multiple streams. I can make money in different ways, but I definitely want to be doing something in my life that feels meaningful. So don't follow me, man. Follow the work. Follow the experimentation. Follow what's calling you from inside. Because the game you're really here to play, it's not about beating anyone else. It's about becoming who you're meant to be. Instead of becoming who the world told you to be. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here all the time, man. I really appreciate y'all, man, for real. So, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Share these videos with former athletes, whomever going through their transition in their journey. Listen, man, I'm Chris. Peace.